Hello, y'all. This is Julian Rico. This is a Coaching Carousel report card edition. I am going to be breaking down these coaching hires, and plus, I'll give you my official grades. So, let's get to these grades. Let's start with the Cowboys, and this is not a surprise for you guys. Brian Schottenheimer. Now, let's begin with the we'll begin with the coordinators hires. Clayton Adams, who is the new offensive coordinator. I think this grade to me is an A. Again, he's been an O-lines coach, of course. But again, first time as first time as an offensive coordinator, he'll get to learn from Brian Schottenheimer. I think that would make sense. Matt Eberflus, I'm going to give this an A plus here. He's been around the Cowboys organization before. As a linebackers coach, and he's going to be working with hopefully Micah Parsons, which he is going to look for a contract extension to stay in Dallas. For Brian Schottenheimer, I'm going to give it a D. Again, this is a question hire. For me, I'm hearing people saying a C plus because it would make sense because yes, he's going to come in the Cowboys team that he's going to be calling the plays with Dak Prescott, and the offense has to get something brand new. Because, yes, Mike McCarthy, even though he's spent his 4 years there, there's got to be a new leadership there. I think that's why Brian Schottenheimer makes sense. But for me, I think it's the D. I'm going to give it just a D on this grade. I do want to be interesting on what the Cowboys do this off season and who could they bring in the draft. So interesting to keep an eye on the Cowboys. To the Raiders, Pete Carroll, and of course with the Las Vegas Raiders. Now they hired Chip Kelly as their offense coordinator. I am going to give that an A. Only question will be who will his quarterback going to be, and even though he's going to be the play caller, how much will he be doing this in order for him to maybe take an NFL head coaching job or maybe college football coaching job. Patrick Graham, I'm going to give it still an A. I think return to Las Vegas would make sense. I think there was interest with him in Jacksonville, but I think Patrick Graham wanted to stay in Las Vegas with Pete Carroll. For me and Pete Carroll, I'm going to go with a B. I wanted to put this as a B plus, but I think Pete Carroll is the oldest coach in the NFL currently right now, and there is some major holes on this Raiders team, of course. Corner, of course, linebackers, quarterback position, running back position. Could they bring in some weapons in that team? We'll find out, but I think Pete Carroll for me is a B on that one. Jacksonville Jaguars, Liam Cohen, Duval. Grant Usage is the offensive coordinator. I'm going to give that a B plus. He's going to learn from Liam Cohen, of course. Will he be a rising head coach? I think so, but I think he'll learn this a little more from Liam Cohen. Anthony Kaplan as defensive coordinator. I'm also going to give that a B plus. I think he's a first timer, of course, but he's been around the league, of course. Miami Dolphins linebackers coach. Then joined Jeff Hafley's coaching staff or defensive staff as the linebackers coach, but now taking a chance to call the defense. Love the chance, but I'm going to give that a B plus. Still got a lot to learn there. For Liam Cohen, I'm going to give that a B minus. I think he's going to do a great job at Jacksonville. He's in a better situation than where Ben Johnson is right about now, which I'll give you the grade for him later on. But Liam Cohen's got Trevor Lawrence. He's got a Jaguars offense that, his number one priority is going to be the O-line. So expect them to go to the free agency market and go look guys like not like Ronnie Stanley or Cam Robinson, those kinds of dudes, but look for the younger guys to come in at Jacksonville. And maybe go to the draft, and I think you can look at maybe Teresa McMillan, who I got him in my mock draft. If you have not checked my mock draft, make sure to check that out. Let's go to the New York Jets. Eric Glenn, with the New York Jets, they hired Tanner Egstrand as their offensive coordinator. I'm going to give that a B minus. I know he's been with the Lions as a passing game coordinator, but he is going to get his chance to call the offense. So interested to keep an eye on them. Steve Wilkes, I'm going to give it an A. He is going to call the defense, which is a surprise. I'm a bit surprised he's going to call the defense. But he's been one of those primary defensive coordinators everyone will be keeping an eye on. So happy for him to be in the DC in New York. Aaron Glenn, I'm going to give it a B+. I think he is ready for coaching this team. I know he has one top 5 defense season with the Lions, but he's a culture builder. He's played with the Jets. He's a scouter with the Jets. Now he's going to be the coach of this New York Jets football team. And yes, he's bringing culture to that franchise. New Orleans Saints, Kellen Moore, according to right now, Brandon Staley and Doug Nussmeier are still the favorites. So as soon as I hear who is the new DC and OC for the New Orleans Saints, I'll put those in a separate video. Right now, Kellen Moore, I'm going to give it a B. Again, he has some bigger issue, of course, with the cap space. Is Derek Carr going to be his quarterback? Do they move on with Derek Carr? And what is the scheme for Kellen Moore in that offense? And who is his defensive coordinator going to bring in? Now, we know it's going to be Brandon Staley, which reporters are saying that he is the leading candidate for the DC job. We'll see how that goes. Right now, Kellen Moore, a B. All right, let's go to the best grades. New England Patriots, Mike Vrabel will get an A- in this grade. I think Mike Vrabel is a great coach. He's a former head coach with the Titans, defense coordinator with the Texans, of course, and plus Patriots linebacker, Super Bowl winner there. He assembled a great coaching staff, of course. We'll get to why Mike Vrabel. Josh McDaniels, offense coordinator, I'm going to give that an A still because he's known this system. This will be his 3rd time becoming the offensive coordinator. Terrell Williams, defense coordinator, I give that a B+. I think he's a real good defensive mind coach. This is a learning process, of course. With Mike Vrabel, he's been there with him as a D-lines coach. He's going to get his shot at the defense. Mike Vrabel is a great coach. Again, I give it an A-. And he's going to help Drake May and this Patriots team back to where they're supposed to be. The dynasty. And finally, the Chicago Bears. Ben Johnson, I give that an A+ on this hire. We'll get to that why. Let's go to Declan Dowell. I'm going to give that a B-. I think he could have maybe learned a little more with Sean Payton on that offense, but he's going to get his shot to learn from Ben Johnson to hopefully one day be a play caller with Chicago. Dennis Allen, I'm going to give it an A-. Coming off of a rough year with the Saints as a head coach, getting a shot as a defense coordinator with the Bears could be a lot of new things there for Dennis Allen. Bears fans should be happy with Ben Johnson. I give it an A+. But again, his question is going to be, how is he going to develop Kellen Williams to become that number 1 pick that Bears fans wanted to see? And I think he's going to do it. Will they re-sign Keenan Allen? I think there's a shot that they can bring him back, or they go to the draft and go, let's go find maybe Ashton Jeanty, Teresa McMillan if he's on the board. Or they go O-line and say, let's go Will Campbell, Calvin Banks Jr., wherever they go right now. If you have not seen my mock draft, which I already mentioned, go check that out on my channel. And if you have not seen the news, Ohio State Buckeyes have hired Matt Patricia. Go check that out. Again, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. And yes, we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.